Hello guys, welcome to this new YouTube channel. In this video, we're gonna play a game called Alto's Adventure. Now, before I start this game, I just want to say that I really don't know what to call this YouTube channel, and I really don't know what I'm going to do in this YouTube channel as well. I know on June 22nd, I uploaded my first video on this channel. I literally had no idea what I wanted to do with this channel. Hell, I didn't even have a name for this channel. All I knew is that I wanted to play Android games. And I wanted to play as many Android games as I possibly could. And at one point, I even thought of playing every single Android game out there. I really did. I wanted to make about 2 or 3 videos every single day playing all sorts of different Android games. But I quickly realized that was just a wild dream. Now, this was not the first time I started a YouTube channel. I did have a few YouTube channels before, a few failed ones to be precise. So I did have some experience in making videos and uploading it on YouTube. So the whole YouTube game, it wasn't entirely foreign to me. But this is the first time that I decided to do gaming videos. And my experience of gaming, to be honest, is kind of limited to Pokemon Fire Red and Dragon Ball Z. So by the end of June 22nd, I had a blank channel with a single video. And this was the start of my YouTube journey as a gamer. Now, I told myself that I was gonna make it work this time. I had to, I can't fail anymore. Now, what exactly do I mean by failing? It's simply quitting. For every single YouTube channel of mine, I failed because I quit way too soon. Too early. I'm talking 1 month in or 3 months in, just because I felt like I didn't get enough views or subscribers. And 1 to 3 months is nothing, literally nothing when you're doing something new. It's absolutely nothing. But I didn't realize it then, I got discouraged and I quit. So this time, my goal for this channel is not to get to 1 million subscribers. It's not to make 1 million bucks. It's not to be famous, although if I get that, I'll be more than happy. But it is to simply get to 100 uploads on the channel. I want to get to 100 videos. I want to be consistent. I knew that if I continued making videos, maybe I will get some success. Eventually. There's no guarantee, but I have a better chance than if I quit, obviously. Now this is my experience on YouTube. The story of a small YouTuber. Smaller, take it way down. Much better. This section of the video, we will cover the good stuff. I hope it's the good stuff. We're talking about the analytics. We'll go through the numbers and make some observations along the way. So, right off the bat, you'll see a snapshot of the analytics. Your channel has got 355 views in the last 28 days. Views are up by 22%, watch time is up by 64%, and subs are up by 50%. So 3 greens, which is always a good thing. Now, the analytics section, this section basically, will be divided into 3 parts. Views and impressions, CTR, and audience retention and watch time. So let's start off with views and impressions. 355 views in the last 28 days, an increase by 22%. If you look at the graph, you will see that it's like a mountain range. It goes up and then it goes down. That's how it has always been for my channel. Even if you take the lifetime chart, it's pretty much the same thing. There's peaks and there's lows. But something good that's happening is that over time, my peaks have risen and my lows are not as low as before. And I believe that this is the power of compounding. The videos that I've made earlier are still getting some views today. And that's the great thing about YouTube. It's a search engine. It's not like social media wherein your old posts have just disappeared and it doesn't matter anymore. On YouTube, every single video of yours can be relevant provided that your videos are optimized for search. By that I mean good titles, descriptions, and tags. So even if the video you made a year ago, it can still get views today if you're optimized for search. So, search engine optimization is something that I really focused on, and I highly encourage all small YouTube creators to do the same. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this term, search engine optimization, or SEO for short, it is simply optimizing your videos for search. Basically, if you search for something, whether that be on Google or YouTube or wherever, if you search for something, the likelihood of your video showing up instead of someone else's, that is SEO. Now, SEO is not overly complicated, but then again, you can make it overly complicated if you're going to that extreme. So just watch a few videos or read a few articles about it online and you'll understand the gist of it. And as I said before, I highly recommend you do this because SEO for me personally, it is my biggest traffic source on YouTube and it can be the same for you. And even if your SEO game is pretty good, it never hurts to become better. Now, coming back to the views, there are a few spikes here and there. These spikes are either because I made videos about a new game or because some video of mine was attention worthy. Basically, it got people's attention to click on them. But we'll talk about clicking and all that stuff in the next section of this video. Now let's move on to impressions. For a channel with 16 subscribers, I have 16,000 impressions. So 16 subscribers and 16,000 impressions. Holy shit, that's actually pretty amazing if I'd like to say so myself. Now, of course, impressions, they don't mean shit, okay? Unless you convert it. But hey, it always feels pretty amazing to see such big numbers associated with the channel. And every single impression is the chance to get a new viewer and a potential subscriber and, a long-term, I don't know, like friend or collab opportunity, whatever, okay? It's an opportunity nonetheless. And that's how I think of it. So, on October 10th, I got 346 impressions, which means 346 people saw my videos appear on their feed. They got a glimpse of my content. So the thing is, 346 online is not that much, but just imagine 346 people in real life. That's a lot of people. And I think it would really motivate us if we were to give these numbers, however small they may be, if we give it more perspective, I think that would really motivate us. So imagine 300 people in real life. That's a lot. So this perspective, it helps us see things in a different way. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that we suck, but at least it will motivate us to push more, to create better, and so on. Now, just a quick look at traffic sources, and number one, as I said before, is search. 40.9% of my total views have come from search. Last 28 days, it's 44%. Basically, people search for something and my videos showed up. 44% is actually a pretty huge number, and I'm gonna continue optimizing my videos for search and making them better. Like if search is my strength, I wanna make it an even bigger strength, okay? To the right, we have impressions and how they lead to watch time. So 16,000 impressions and 5.4% of that has come from YouTube recommending it. Basically, if YouTube feels that your videos are interesting enough, their algorithm will promote your videos for you. So you don't have to promote your videos yourself. YouTube will do the work for you. So for me right now, it is about 5.4%, which to be honest with you, I don't know if that's a good number or a bad number. But I do remember at one point, I had about 11% and I thought me and YouTube were gonna make some sweet, sweet love. But YouTube was like, well, yes, but actually no. So here's where I am right now. In a nutshell, as of now, I'm getting about 150 impressions on average and 10 views on average every single day. It's super little, but I kind of put it into perspective and it does make a difference. Not a huge difference, but at least some difference. And hopefully, a year from now, we can make this video again and have bigger numbers. Now I want to talk about CTR, or click-through rate. So CTR is the number of clicks you got divided by the number of impressions you got multiplied by 100. That is your click-through rate. And this number, from the snooping around that I've done online, is very important. I mentioned earlier about YouTube promoting your videos. Yeah, CTR actually plays a big factor in this. If a lot of people are clicking on your videos, YouTube is like, hey, let's show this to more people. But CTR, of course, is not the only metric. Audience retention and watch time is also important, but we'll talk about it in the next section. So my CTR is 3.3%. Basically, for 100 impressions, I get about 3 clicks or 3 views. Now, 3.3% is on the lower side because I've read online that CTR is generally between 2% and 10%, and that 4% is okay. But I've also heard some people say that an 8% CTR is considered good. But the thing about CTR is that it is affected by so many different factors. It depends on the type of video that you're making, the size of your YouTube channel, who makes the videos, and so on. This is of course excluding the fact that your videos have to be clickbaity. It has to get people's attention. And the way to do that is through titles and thumbnails. Creating clickbaity, basically attention grabbing, titles and thumbnails is such a fine art. You go on one side and it's too bland and people don't give a shit. You go the other side and it becomes outrageous and people are upset. So getting that balance right is key. Now, I've tried a few things to basically get an idea of what works and what doesn't, but holy shit, it's actually really hard. Because the thing is, I did the same thing twice, and once it worked and once it didn't. It's so annoying, right? Same thing, two different videos, but one time it worked, the other time it did. But I think that just goes to show you that each video is unique and needs its own work. Now, I personally believe that my CTR is kind of low. I feel like I can improve it to maybe, I don't know, like 6% or 6.5%. I feel like I can do it, but it will definitely take time. So in order to get there, I need to work on my titles and thumbnails, because that's what a potential viewer sees. My titles, I'm kind of working on them. I'm trying out a few stuff, and my thumbnails, I think that's where I have a lot more potential to improve. Now, this is a standard format for my thumbnails. Basically, an image of the game on the left and some big bold fat text on the right. Now, I don't know how effective this style is, but I think it's kind of unique because I haven't seen anyone make these style of thumbnails, at least for gaming videos. But just because it's unique doesn't mean that it's good. So I would really like if you guys could give your opinions on my thumbnails. Do you think it's good, or is there something that I can do better? Any small changes, or a complete redesign of my thumbnails? And I'm also thinking about possible changes I can make. And I think combined with your opinions, if you're nice enough to give them, we can make a difference. But let's see. So that's all I want to talk about regarding CTR. My CTR, it's not the best in the world. It's always been between 3% and 4.5%. And like I mentioned before, I want to get it to about 6% or 6.5%. Now CTR, it is the tough game. It's basically a form of marketing where you have to get people's attention. It's really tough, it's super annoying, but it is very, very crucial. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is audience retention and watch time. Audience retention is how much of your video a person watches. It's basically the amount of time watched by a person divided by the total time of that video. So, if you have a 1-minute video and someone watches 30 seconds of it, then you have a 50% audience retention for that video. Now, audience retention is calculated as an average. So if one person watches 50% of your video and a second person watches 40% of your video, then your retention for that video is 50 plus 40 divided by 2, 45%. Now, watch time is simply the amount of time someone has watched your video, and it is, of course, cumulative in nature. Now, watch time and audience retention, they don't like each other that much unless you put them in a very particular way. Now let me explain. But before that, remember that Daddy YouTube wants both audience retention and watch time if he decides to promote your videos. Okay, now suppose you make a 10-minute video. Chances are most people are gonna watch about 4 minutes or 5 minutes of that video. This means you have an audience retention of about 40% or 50%. But let's just say you have an audience retention of 45%. Now, you make a 2-minute video. This time, people watch about 90 seconds of the video. That means you have a retention of 75%, which is way better than the 45% you had before. But what's the problem with this? For the 10-minute video, you have a watch time of 5 minutes or 300 seconds. But for the 2-minute video, you have a watch time of 90 seconds. Now remember that Daddy Y, he wants you to have lots of watch time and retention. You can't have one alone. You need to have both. Now, this is something that I'm really struggling with, because on one hand, I'm really scared to make 20-minute videos because I know that most people will only watch for about 5 minutes of it, which gives me a retention of 25%. But on the other hand, if I make short videos and I actually have a playlist, which is only short videos, then I have more retention but less watch time. And I've also had instances where I didn't have both, okay? No watch time and no audience retention. That is, of course, definitely the worst. So the idea is very simple. Get both watch time and audience retention. The idea is simple, but executing it is really hard. Now, I recently watched a video by a YouTuber called Paddy Galloway, who talks about this exact same thing in a video that he made about a Minecraft YouTuber called Dream. I'll leave his video in the description and I encourage you to go watch it because I think it's pretty interesting. Now, there's a pretty cool feature regarding audience retention. Select one of your videos, click on Analytics, scroll down, and you'll see a pretty interesting thing. You can see the audience retention rate of that particular video. The cool thing about this chart is that you can see the retention rate at each point of your video. So right off the bat, I only have 85%, which means 15% clicked away immediately, upon clicking my video. I don't know why. At 26%, it's 60%. At 1 minute 44 seconds, it's 51%. So basically what that means is that around the time of 1 minute 45 second mark, only 50% of the people who actually clicked on the video are still watching it. So this kind of shows you at what point people are clicking away. Now, for a lot of my videos, I noticed a big drop around the 12-second mark, and that is usually the time I roll my intro. So what does that tell me? I need to do something about my intro. Maybe scrap it all together and see how that affects things, see how that changes things. Basically, it's telling me that there's something I need to do about it if I need more people to watch my videos. Now, I personally think my intro is actually pretty lit, but you guys don't think so, and that's something that I need to consider. My audience retention is around 25% on average, and I'm trying to get that to around 50%. Now, I know I'm being super ambitious here, and in order to do that, I have to make better videos, at least 2x the quality of my videos. It's as simple as that. And guys, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Make great videos and people will watch it. And thankfully, it is something that I have in mind, and it is something that I'm working on. I've decided to improve slowly, and who knows, maybe 1 year later, I'll be able to make great videos and you guys are gonna love it, and audience retention will be like 99%. I started this channel to get to 100 uploads, but I don't know, like somewhere along the way, I got infatuated with the numbers, the views, the subscribers, the 16,000 impressions, and all that, and it seemed so wonderful. It felt so good to see my numbers go up and up, and yes, there was sometimes the numbers went down, but overall, it was actually pretty good to see the numbers go up. And when you get that odd, awesome comment, it just makes everything so much better. Right now, I'm at a point where I kind of want both. I still want to get to that 100 upload mark, but at the same time, I'm also seeing that numbers go up, and I also want a piece of that as well. It feels good, and I want that numbers to go up. But at the same time, I feel like the 100 upload mark, it's something that every creator should try to achieve. Like, it's a milestone that every creator should have on his or her radar. I truly believe that. Now, regarding the numbers, for the numbers to actually go up, the quality should go up. And this is where I kind of want to mention quantity versus quality. I feel like YouTube, this is just a personal thing. I feel like YouTube has reached a stage where quantity doesn't matter that much unless you're making content around trending topics. Like, for example, there's like this new news coverage, or there's like this new technology that came up, new games, or something trendy like that. And I would say that if you're not making trendy type of videos, I would say quality is the route to go, especially in this point that we're in right now. And you can easily get 100k subscribers with only 5 videos. It is possible. And an example of that I know, not personally, but I've just seen this channel, it is James Johnny. Now, James Johnny has 9 videos, and he has 400,000 subscribers. That's actually pretty amazing. But if you watch James's videos, you'll know exactly why he has so many subscribers, even though he's only uploaded 9 times on YouTube. His quality is just top notch. It's like super, super amazing. And from the videos that I've seen, his content is only going to get better and better, as he grows and becomes more experienced and, more skilled in his work. So seeing channels like this, it kind of made me realize just how important yet overlooked the whole idea of just make great videos is. At the end of the day, if your videos suck, nothing's gonna save you. Literally nothing's gonna save you. No amount of tactics or tricks is gonna work. Now, this is something that I knew. Of course, everyone knows it, but like most things, you kind of become arrogant of the things that you already know, and it's kind of good to have that reminder once in a while. And as of right now, my numbers are nowhere close to impressive. It is understandable because I have a small channel, and also because the amount of effort, by effort I mean it could be, raw hard work, creativity, smarts, or anything similar, that I put into this channel is not that much. And of course, you reap what you sow. So guys, that's it, okay? I'm not gonna rant anymore. With all that being said, this is my experience on YouTube. Not a long one, but I just wanted to document this short journey that I've come so far. hopefully I wasn't being too selfish with this video and you guys managed to take something away from it, something of value, something knowledgeable. And I think once I upload more and spend some more time with the whole YouTube game and make more videos, edit it, upload more, I think I can create a video that describes my learnings. And I think that'll be more you than me. But with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, all the usual stuff, guys. I put more effort into making this video than I did all videos combined, okay? I don't know if that kind of shows, but I did put a lot of effort into this video, so I would really appreciate if you could, give some love back. That would really help. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. And yeah, until next time, you're watching KK Plays. My name is KK, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and take care of yourself.